So you're interested in meditation, but unsure how to sit. Well, I've got 2 pieces of advice that come forward to us through the ages of meditators, and then I've got 4 options for how you can sit that'll show the way that those should work. The first option I've got for you just uses a chair, or a couch, or a park bench, or a log, or something between knee and hip height that you're gonna sit down on while you meditate. The key is, I wouldn't sit and lean back and relax the way I'm right now. It's like comfortable for a little bit, but it actually gets really uncomfortable if you sit still this way for a long time. So instead, I would move just to the very edge of what you're sitting on. And when you sit on the edge, all of a sudden I get this long spine, I get like a little bit of engagement, and it gets really comfortable to just hold my attention in my body, and I can sit this way for a long, long time. The 2 pieces of advice that come forward to us through the ages are exactly those. It's sitting with a long spine, a little bit of engagement, and that way you can keep your attention in your body and you can be comfortable for a long time. The second and the third options I'd like to give you, both would be ways you can meditate in bed. I know a lot of people that like to meditate in bed. They just find it's like the most comfortable place where they'd like to spend some time. And so I'll give you 2 different options. The first one is actually laying down, and I use this option often when I wake up in the middle of the night. Personally, when I wake up in the middle of the night, oftentimes my mind is spinning and I know I just need to shut it down and go back to bed, but it's hard when my mind is spinning. And so I'll do a meditation, like usually a breath counting focus meditation. My goal is to fall back asleep. So the key is, when I wake up, I don't lay down however is comfortable. Instead, I lay exactly like this, like always flat on the back. I have that straight long spine, no engagement, but that's obviously good in this pose. I can stay here for a long time and be comfortable. And I even take the pillow away. I would recommend don't lay on your pillow, just remove it completely, and it like straightens out the spine. I find when my head's up here, it's like a little bit harder to breathe, and it's just a little bit less comfortable over the long term. So this is my second option. My third option has to do with sitting up in bed. And it sounds like a fantastic idea, until you get there. And what I find is, as soon as I'm sitting in bed, my hips sink into the bed and I feel like it's pulling me backwards. And even if I'm against the headboard, I feel like I want to lean forward and it's just not comfortable. So the key is, grab a pillow. If I take a pillow, if you use your bed pillows, they're like really soft, so you'll probably want to fold them over a couple times. But if I put this pillow underneath me, and the key is, I want to put the pillow underneath my hips, but if you'll see, my feet are actually in front of the pillow and then my hips are on top of it. So it just raises up the hips a little bit, and now I can sit and get really comfortable sitting for a long time. I do get that straight long spine, I get a little bit of engagement, and I can sit and be comfortable and give attention to my breath or my focus or whatever the intent of that meditation is. The last option I want to give you deals with sitting on the ground in a more traditional meditation posture. But what I find, just like the bed, is as soon as I sit on the ground, I'm super uncomfortable. Like, I just didn't grow up sitting on the ground, so my ankles are knobby and they dig into the wood, and I get the same thing where it's kind of pulling me backwards, and it's just really uncomfortable for me. So the trick is, get a meditation cushion or a couch pillow or something like that. Pillows are a little bit soft and you want something that's a bit firmer. Meditation cushions are usually filled with like grains and things. I think this one is filled with buckwheat. And it works really well for me. I use it the same way as the pillow in the bed. I'm gonna put it underneath me with my feet in front. I also can kind of like dig my foot into the front of it and then sit up here, and that works for me really well too. So then I can sit and get this kind of more traditional meditation posture, and this feels really comfortable for me. I get that long spine, a little bit of engagement, and I'm just really comfortable in this position. For a bonus level, if you want to try out half lotus pose, the key is that half lotus pose is when I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to put it up here in the pocket of the hip. But the problem is that when I pull this up, I can get a lot of bad pressure on this knee. Like, I'm getting torsion when I twist it to the side. And if the knee is at 90 degrees or near it, then it can really be dangerous for your knee. So make sure you pull that foot really in close to you, and then protect the knee, and then I can pull the foot over and place it in the pocket of the hip. And if I kind of shimmy in and settle down, this is like incredibly comfortable. I can stay here for a long, long time. One of the things I learned in meditation is when I sit in this position, I do get a lot of sensation in this knee, but what I've found over time is it's not really pain. When I first started meditating in this position, I thought it was pain, But eventually you just learn kind of to notice that you have that sensation, but ignore it. And over time you learn to differentiate pain from discomfort. And after a while it just kind of went away. But the main thing I would want to convey in half lotus pose is exactly this. Only do it if it's comfortable in your body. You might want to try this out, but if it is not comfortable, I would not do it. So now you know all you need to know about posture for meditation. If you'd like to try out your first meditation, I got one coming right up on the end screen. Stoic Yogi out.